What is up, guys? It's Verns back again here with another Supercoach video. This time we're just going to be talking about AFL Round 1 opening, like game of the season for Supercoach purposes. I would like to just first of all appreciate all those that have liked and subscribed for a consistent injection of Supercoach content directly into YouTube feed. I will quickly do a team update on what I settled on at the end of the day because many things changed between Monday and Thursday, and even tonight we'll have some extra team release things, but I don't think I'll be really changing too much from there. But yeah, last night's game, close game. Look, I think anyone that wasn't a Carlton supporter was cheering for Richmond to get up here, purely because of how funny it would have been. So sorry, Carlton supporters, but it would have been funny as hell. But yeah, Richmond, a few bad kicks at the end that kind of threw it away. Williams makes an awesome goal as well, and yeah, they managed to hold on Carlton, so well done there. But we will sort of talk about the relevant Supercoach players. I will just quickly go through Richmond because I just don't think there's that many. I guess the only thing that you sort of look at is Shorts, massive 134, 440k defender. Someone that people were sort of hot on last year, but kind of faded away from. He kicked a big goal at the end. We can see the 10 extra points of scaling there. Someone I actually picked up in a lot of draft leagues as a bit of a slider. I feel a lot of people just sort of let him go, and I picked him up really late in a lot of drafts, and I'm pretty happy with the 134 on field for me. But yeah, I think Grill is really the only one that we're looking at here. If anyone would give Kiss, yeah, happy enough with that score. Key defender Grill. Look, the kid is clearly going to be good, and he had a lot of good moments. The problem was with those moments, he'd like show up for 30 seconds, do like 4 give and goes, look awesome, and then disappear for 10 minutes. Now, the first quarter, he was immense. He was like on 40 Supercoach in the first quarter, slowed down in the second, and it was pretty negligible in the next 2. As we can see, minus 16 on the scaling, huge negative like scaling points because he did so much in the first quarter when it was a close game, meaning all the scaling goes towards that last quarter where he just wasn't really involved, unfortunately. But yeah, there was definitely multiple times. There was a huge play where they managed to get a goal, and I think he did like 4 give and goes. It was just nuts. He kicked it out, got kicked back to him from short. He then kicked it in, got it back, kicked it to Hopper. Hopper gave him the 1-2, kicked it down the line, and then yeah, they managed to score off it, which was just awesome. And that was like the 30-second spurt I'm talking about. Like, he showed up, did something awesome, and then we didn't see him for the next 10 minutes in the quarter. Like, if not the rest of the quarter, if that was like, yeah, the man did well. Just was not. I think a little disappointing if you had him on field. I personally actually had him on the bench, which I'm a little bit disappointed as well. I think if both ways, you're a little bit disappointed. If you had him on the bench, you're like, damn, I should have had him on field. If you had him on field, you're like, man, this kid left the score begging. Like, he could have been pushing 100 easily. Like, he was basically on this 70 score at 3/4 time. Like, didn't do anything, I'm pretty sure, on the 4th. And yeah, just obviously the talent's there, though. You're happy with the pick. Yeah, and I think one that we're very happy to lock in. The 170k looks like he'll play above that. Looks like Richmond do want to use him, and definitely blood that, youth into their team. But yeah, you just, I don't know. Obviously, he's young. He'll get it going. He won't just have 30-second stints going forward, but I mean, he might this season, but later in his career. But yeah, I guess really happy as a Richmond supporter for what you saw there. Jumping over to Carlton, I think definitely more relevant team here, and obviously playing into Richmond though, so you're kind of hoping for some bigger scores. I mean, overall, there's a lot of players that scored decent without any going huge. Hewitt, I don't think anyone's touching Hewitt. At the end of the day, 67% TOG just isn't enough. You really shouldn't be starting him. Or honestly playing with Hewitt. I think Hewitt's just no need to talk about him. Cripps, he was at a bit of a cheaper price though, is playing a bit of forward time. What was the CBA rotation for Cripps? 74%. So nothing you're going to worry about in that sense of, spending too much time forward, because he did go forward a bit and miss 3 goals. But yeah, really good game from him. Yeah. Smith, oh my goodness, what a gun. Anyone that got him as a slider in draft, like, woof. This kid actually should be priced up. Like, you should be picking him with the 500k midfielders. That's insane. To say that, once again, it's Richmond, super easy opponent. 32 touches, so you can't diss the kid. He just absolutely lit it up. So many give and goes, so many 1-2s. Disposal efficiency, yeah, it could have been better, but was super active, and you loved what you saw there. Pitnet, yeah, was he a cheeky one here? Was he a cheeky one? Like 110 and then what, the 113 last week? look, Grundy's a hard matchup. Nank can be usually an easy matchup for more of those agile rucks, but obviously that's not Pitnet. But 2 good weeks from Pitnet in reality. And when we kind of look at the ruck contest that did get played out, 47, 57, you're going to look at about 65-ish there. 63-ish from the actual hitouts that were done. Now, there's a lot of ruck contests where hitouts don't actually even happen. So I don't know what the amount of ruck contests were. I don't know if there's a way to actually check that out on this website, but I think it was fine, the amount of ruck contests. I don't think it was that unders. Saying that 60, even if they missed it in 20, 80 is still very unders for ruck contests. But rucks are still scoring pretty well. I mean, this is fine from Nank. Pitnitz is playing way over what he was last season, so insane there. But yeah, just move on to, I guess, the last player that's probably relevant in this game altogether, which is Sammy Walsh. I did end up starting him. Now, honestly, really disappointing from him. You see the -1 on the scaling. He didn't really do anything in the last quarter except for kick it straight to Richmond at the end of the game. 6 clangers, and that's the biggest thing. 6 clangers. That's more than anyone else in this game. And with these clangers, like example with the last one, it's like this is a kick where it's like if he puts the kick and it's a effective kick sort of thing. If he puts it to one of these one-on-one contexts, even if it gets punched out of bounds at an effective kick, it's a +4. But instead he kicks it straight to a wide open Richmond player. He gets a clanger. And it's a -4, so it's not even like, oh, it's -4 for the clanger. No, it's actually like an 8-point swing because of a terrible kick. Obviously, you can get clangers from handballs too, sort of thing, but even if that's the 2 points from the handball, that's now a -4 sort of thing, you're still losing more than actually the -4. So the 6 clangers is pretty huge. That one at the end, pretty big as well. I feel like scaling there as well would have been important. He'd gotten up to 100. Got the -4, finished on 96. Kind of sucks because really should have been pushing that 105 and we would have felt a bit better about it. Look, at the end of the day, the 96, there's nothing wrong with it, and Walsh is priced at like 101, so like this, it's whatever, and premiums have down games. It just sucks. This is Richmond, one of those games that you're really hoping for him to explode on. He definitely had the stat line where you think he should have been able to explode, I feel. Definitely should have been more active. I felt like a few situations where maybe he was ignored, or a few where it was honestly ignored, and I just like a few times in the game where he just felt like he really disappeared for a bit. The 2 frees against, oh my goodness, just that was frustrating. Obviously tackled Hopper. Hopper, I swear, just drops the ball and fell over, and they gave him a holding the man. Like, I don't know how that was a holding the man kick. And then the ball comes back to him, and then he gets the kick, but then it comes back to him, and then he gets a holding the ball against Hopper. Like, Hopper tackles him up. Super unfortunate. Anyway, I actually have an important call, so I am going to take this. I'll be right back. Sorry for that. Sorry, just very end of the video, I guess, here. So, just had to deal with that call real quick. But yeah, Walsh, I think as an owner, you're a little bit, felt a little bit upset. I think if you were a non-owner, you felt like you probably got let off a little bit here. Yeah, even when you have just like that fantasy ratio to Supercoach ratio, you know that they just did a few things that really stuffed them up, which sucked. But yeah, so unders from Walsh, that sucks. Oh well, he's not priced very highly. He doesn't have to do much to really be worth it as a pick. Kind of sucks because he does have the extra buy as well going into next week. So it kind of sucks to start him on this 96, then you get the buy. It's not feeling very worth it, and it feels does feel like I made a bad starting pick with that Walsh one. I think the idea was correct, and he still might work out. But right now, 96 into a buy feels like a losing pick. But yeah, anyway, till next time, guys, I'd like to once again appreciate all those that have tuned in, liked, and subscribed for the consistent injections of Supercoach content directly into the YouTube feed. Actually quickly look at my team. I forgot we were going to do that real quick to see how it looks. So I will just jump to it now. So this is how the team actually weighed up at the end of the day. As I mentioned, Griddle was on the bench. We had Walsh on field. Yes, I put Smith on field. There was a period of time where I was playing with him off field. I think, yeah, getting McAndrew and Smith on field just makes sense. But yeah, Walsh just a little bit disappointing there, unfortunately. As I mentioned, Grill on field would have been good. There was a period of time I had him on field over Lindsay, and then for some reason I thought in my head, I'm like, but Grill plays first, so wouldn't I just like put him on the bench and look at a loop for him? But yeah, it doesn't really make sense. I don't know why I did that. Tried to sort of go back on a bit of this open round games that happened. Apparently got too committed with the Wolf pick, I think. Yeah, just one of those things where the open round games obviously happen. I had Cogs in my team, but then I thought for a second, we've got to worry about roll at the end of the day. I can't be picking Caniglio, who's got a terrible roll, and just hope he goes well. because he's a proven scorer in the past. And I will point out with Walsh as well, actually, is the 87% CBAs. He's got a premium role. It sucks that the scoring didn't work out, but he's got a premium role. So, you know what, I picked Walsh for the premium role. I think Gordon's got a good enough role. Oliver's obviously got a premium role. Bruin's got a great role. Young's got a good role. Cogs didn't have the role, so I kind of moved him out. And then, yeah, obviously you can see right now I don't have... Gosh, what's his name? Essendon player, Parrish. Don't have Parrish at the moment. It just didn't work out when I was running this many sort of big dog midfielders, unless I wanted to get rid of a ruck, move McAndrew down, maybe pay up for a No, that wouldn't even work. I'd have to move a Fonte to a Sinclair. The way I sort of looked at that was like, really, I'm changing one premium for another premium and a mid-pricer for another mid-pricer. And I was like, which one do I actually like more? You know, at the end of the day, I think Fonte could be perfectly viable. And something else Fonte allows is he obviously gets the early games, he gets the early price rise, awesome. And then you can always pivot him down. You can always, like, if he doesn't end up being the guy I think he was, then we can move him to a Windsor or a Lindsay or potentially a Blackiston. Don't really plan on Blackiston because he's only going to be around for like 4 weeks at most, maybe 5. But you can look at moving him to sort of any other mid-pricer because he gets the early price rise. He has a good score in his cycle. And then that's only if he goes bad at the end of the day. Now, what you will see is obviously my money up here. I do have the 46k. That's kind of a reason I did go down the clock. I had 7k sitting there with Sinclair, and I was like, this just looks awful. I hate the idea of having only 7k. I don't like the idea of something goes wrong and I have no money to pivot anyone upwards at all. I just have to go downwards. So I moved in the Clark. Clark's the one I was hot on early. We don't have Luke Ryan playing early. I feel like Clark's run is really good early. And I just decided, like, you know what, we saw good things from open round. We saw Sinclair do good things. That might be a mistake going back to Clark, but I think it was just kind of better personally. This is just where it gets a little hard there. And I decided to also just go the kind of set and forget in the ruck line. I guess that's the other thing we're looking at here. Set and forget in the ruck line. Move McAndrew down the flex. It's so hard with Cherry. You're scared owning him. You're scared not owning him. You don't know what to do. I felt like from the data we got last week, ruck contest didn't change that much, meaning Cherry, who gets most of his points around the ruck contest, should still be very viable. And I decided, look, with Cherry, the worst case scenario is he has some easy matchups. If he starts slow into these easy matchups, then we kind of know we should probably get off him. If he starts like a house on fire into these easy matchups, then anyone that didn't start him, you're just behind the 8 ball, you know? Like, there's nothing you can do about it. If he goes 180 into Vizentini, or even just 140 into Vizentini, like, everyone just sits there and goes, damn it. Then he goes into West Coast, he goes into Blackiston. Oh my goodness, like, Pitnet's actually been a bit more restrictive, but these first 3 games are pretty nuts. Fort's been fine. I think Nank will be an easy one. Briggs is usually easy, and then... yeah, like I think these first 3 matchups are just so premium that he could go 140 in all 3 of those matchups plus, and anyone's just going to sit there and be like, why did we fade Cherry? Like, that's just a huge mistake. Where if he starts off poorly, he gets 100 in the Vizentini, he gets 100 into West Coast, then you go, okay, shit, this isn't his year. And then you just trade him out. As I said, maybe I make the pivot then. Maybe I trade Cherry out at that stage. McAndrew down, someone to the flex, Parrish back in, maybe Fonte failed, and then we go Fonte up to Sinclair, like something like that sort of thing, where we can still save the team at that point. Then again, Sinclair's had a price adjustment after his 3rd game at that point, but still, you get what I mean. Like, we can make the adjustment if need be. Yes, that's kind of, I mean, that's only if Fonte fails too. If Fonte doesn't fail, we go Cherry down, and whichever rookie failed from there or mid-pricer failed, boom, they go up. Easy. McAndrew goes in the flex, goes into the ruck. It's fine. So I think this is fine. I think I'm happy with the team. I'm probably over-talking the team way too much. I was a bit disappointed with Walsh here, but I think the idea is correct and the role is correct. And at the end of the day, we're picking premiums for their role. We already know what they can do. This was a bad game by Walsh, and he still basically got 100. Yes, it was an easy matchup, but he started slow as well. The man had 60 at halftime. 23 in the first quarter, 60 by halftime, and then got I think 13 points in the third quarter, like tiny third quarter. He also got a hit to the face where he had to have his eye glued up as well, sort of thing. So like, there's a bit of extra time on the bench there. Yeah, I try to justify Walsh. I think it's fine. I'm just a bit upset about it. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Once again, appreciate all those that tuned in, liked, and subscribed. Until next time, guys, I will probably see you on Monday for just overall update, okay? Till then, peace later.